Okay, look, so if you've been on the internet whatsoever in the past year or 2 years, you've heard of a dopamine detox. Okay, and what a dopamine detox is you eliminate the things that distracts you, essentially. So your phone, maybe it's like all this bullshit, Pornhub, whatever the case is, the things that distract you and give you instant gratification, instant hits of dopamine, you essentially eliminate them. So you've heard of dopamine detox, monk mode, 70 days hard, all these things, right? And I was in the same position. Like, I was trying to do all those things because I thought they were gonna scale my business and like help me focus more, which of course they do, they totally do. The fundamental of the rule dopamine detox 100% helps you focus and lock in a lot better. But I figured out one single question that took me from doing less than 10K a month to hitting my first 10K day. I gave it to every single one of my students. Alex, who went from making a K a week to doing 15K a month. Daniel went from having a standard set solo at 5K, couldn't push back 5K a month, he couldn't push past 5K a month, to now doing 12.8K in a week or 2 weeks, and then 35K in a month. Okay, and then my younger brother Hoku, who was stuck doing 3K a month, now doing 30K a month, right? Regardless, this question has helped me and all of my students tremendously, and I want all of you guys to implement this because it's the fundamental rule from what dopamine detoxing is, right? There's a rule under it. And that's what this question answers, or that's what this question asks, essentially, and you have to answer it for yourself. So, without further ado, let me move this a little bit. Cool. That question is, what would version 10.0 do? Okay, what would the 10.0 version of myself do? That's it. That's the question. What would the 10.0 version of myself do? Okay, and you ask this in every single input that you're about to put into your business or your life, every single decision that you make, every single word that you speak. Ask yourself this question. And it sounds very simple, right? It's like, okay, what would the 10.0 self do? Okay, you know the answer, but the odds of you doing it are slim to none because of how cooked you are, essentially. No, but having the discipline to be able to truthfully answer yourself when you ask yourself this question is what will move the needle a lot more in your business, in your focus, in your productivity, in your life optimization, whatever the case is. Being able to truthfully answer this question will change your life. It has the power to change your life if you let it. Okay? So anytime you're about to scroll on your phone, ask yourself the question, what would the 10.0 version of myself do? And you can't ask yourself that question. You can't answer that question unless you've created your 10.0 self. Okay, and I've already talked about this in other videos, but your 10.0 self is a frequency that carries your desired life as its standard. Okay, so for example, maybe your desired life right now, maybe you're an 18-year-old and you want to be doing 30 or 40K a month, because most of us, we can live our dream lives with 30 or 40K a month. We can have the dream apartment, we can have the dream car, enough money coming in to travel the world whenever we want, wherever we want. 30 or 40K is pretty solid, right? Maybe your dream life is to be able to retire your parents, buy your dad the truck, whatever the case is. Okay, you need to create the version of yourself vibrationally that carries these goals as a standard, meaning they wouldn't stoop below it. Meaning you create the version of yourself who wouldn't allow themselves to stoop below 30K per month in profit. Okay, I have so many other videos explaining what I mean by standards and creating your 10.0 self, but for this video specifically, I want to focus on this question: what would the 10.0 version do? Okay, so when I say you need to create the 10.0 version, it needs to exist vibrationally before it can exist materially in your current reality. Okay, it has no chance of existing materially unless it can exist first vibrationally on a frequency. Okay, so once you've done that, go through my other videos and check those out. But once you've done that, you can ask yourself this question, because now you know exactly what your 10.0 self looks like. You know his appearance, you know his characteristics, you know his actions, you know his forbidden actions. What does he do? What does he not do? Right? What are his values? What are his I am statements? I am this, right? You know exactly what that person is, who that person is, what he looks like, what does he wear, all of these things, right? When you know that specifically and you have it vividly mapped out in a notebook or whatever, you have it pinned up where you can see it every time you go take a shit, right? You will be able to answer this question. But being able to answer is one thing, being able to fulfill on it and actually have the discipline to commit and do what the answer is telling you to do. For example, the answer when you ask yourself, hey, what would the 10.0 self do? I woke up, I want to scroll on my phone, what would the 10.0 self do? And the answer is to rise on purpose, go outside, do 10 burpees, read, and then meditate. Okay, you got the answer, but do you have the discipline to actually do what your 10.0 self would do? Okay, and that's what holds a lot of people back. They lack that discipline. They lack that motivation. Motivation is bullshit. It's discipline. They lack it, right? You don't have it. You don't know how to fulfill on that. So the only way to get better at that and to be more disciplined within yourself is through repetition. Okay, repeating this process, it usually takes around 40 days for something to be a permanent piece of your life where you can do it as a normal habit, right? It becomes natural to you. 40 days. Okay, and I have a planner. You can go on my YouTube channel as well. It's a 40-day planner which tracks every single day for 40 days. And at the end of the 40 days, your life will change. I guarantee it. It happened to me. It happened to all my clients. Okay, so what will the 10.0 self do? Anytime you're gonna go on your phone, ask yourself the question. Anytime you're about to go beat your meat, ask yourself the question. Anytime you're about to speak to your parents, ask yourself the question, how would he speak in that situation? How would he articulate certain words, right? When you're about to film content, like for this example, I asked myself before this. I actually didn't. I usually would, but I'm pretty used to it. I've been doing this for over a year and a half. But I got to the point where I'm speaking from the 10.0 self at all times. Okay, your perspicacity is coming from your 10.0 self. The speed of the way that you speak is coming from the 10.0 self. Okay, I'm going on a tantrum here, but I really want you guys to understand the power in this question of what would the 10.0 version do. Okay, and that's all I have for this video. Fuck a dopamine detox, fuck a monk mode, fuck a 70-day hard. Ask yourself this question and have the discipline to be able to fulfill on your answer, and you will be good. You will be good. Okay, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, if you guys stayed this long, thank you guys for watching. Check out my Instagram if you guys have any questions. There's a lot of short form content. If your guys' attention span is shorter than 30 seconds, go to my Instagram. All those videos are less than a minute long. Still providing as much value as humanly possible in under a minute. These YouTubes are for the guys who actually have an attention span and actually understand this principle, these timeless principles, and actually want to implement them. Holy shit, I said like 5 times. But yeah, so again, if you guys like this video, drop a like, it means a lot to me, and then drop a comment if it sucked, if it was horrible and this made no sense. Drop a comment, ask me any questions, and if you guys want to speak to me one-on-one, I'll leave a link below where you guys can book in a call, we can chat one-on-one. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.